You ready?
I'm ready.
We've two professionals right here. My friend David Ellis, aka Yawt Yawt. We're gonna talk about where Yawt Yawt comes from. I think it got something to do with turkeys. We don't have turkeys in Sunflower County though.
Yeah.
But welcome to Breaking Bread with Staffordshire. We're gonna eat some good food in a little while. We're gonna talk some OBS and find out how you got to be Yawt Yawt.
Right. Well, I come through town and all I can think of, everybody always talks about duck hunting over this way.
Yeah.
But man, I just kept thinking about beaver trapping. Every time I pass a little spot, I'm like, man, I need to beaver trap that. I need to beaver trap that.
So we have I have the worst beavers in the country on Sheridan Farm.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding you. Like,
yeah,
unbelievable.
Well, see, I'm the kind of guy that takes a vacation to go to beaver trap. So a lot of people, my wife, she wants to go to the beach and stuff like that. Me, I'm going to find me a spot to beaver trap and just hang out for a little while.
So how did that start? How did the trapping thing start?
A buddy of mine, JP, he also has a YouTube channel. It's called JP Guns.
Okay.
And he's about as silly as I am. And we actually talk the whole 2-hour trip over here. We talk every day. And
Is he out there?
No, he's not here, but we talked on the phone the whole way.
I got
I make him stay in the parking lot. Like, you can't come in here. This is my show.
Like, we ain't that mean.
Yeah, I put him in the truck.
We feed him too.
Yeah. So they get the leftovers. I bring him a leftover chicken sandwich. But no, he taught me where we used to play, used to have a place to hunt and trap. And then he wanted to trap. So he learned how to trap. And then I got intrigued with it. And this has probably been 10, 15 years ago, I guess. And then it just kind of went on. And eventually, we trap. I used to say we trap everything with fur or feelings, but I'm married now. I can't tell me, you got to leave them feelings alone, she said.
Yeah, that's kind of you can't be doing all
leave
that.
them feelings alone now. So yeah, I come around and I go all over the place and trap. And
have you done much trapping here in the Delta?
I haven't, but I have friends that come over this way a lot. But I kind of stay back towards home, I guess.
Yeah,
because I trap.
Mathiston.
Yeah. So I trap like 5 counties around me.
So, by the way, do you know any Sheridans over that way? There's a bunch of Sheridans. So my
Sheridan
family came
roofing?
from. Yeah, that's my family.
Okay, I got you.
don't even know them,
Yeah.
but we're related. So my granddaddy was one of 18.
Okay.
And some of those guys stayed in Maben. They were really from Maben.
Right. Yep.
And there's a story that the first time when they left Maben to come to Drew, they went to Mathiston and got on the train at Mathiston.
Okay. Well, I moved over about 3 or 4 years ago, and when I got married,
That phone ain't never gonna quit ringing.
I ain't worried about no phone. Everything drowns out.
Yeah.
I told my wife though, I can hear all that in the background, and we'd be in church, and you'd be listening. And I'd be like, man, is that kid ever gonna sit down? And she'd be like, just be glad he's in church. I said, I am. I just wish he'd sit down. I was like, I hear all this. I'd be looking here, but I can hear all this. So, but it don't bother me. So I'm kind of used to it. But like I said, I've been in Mathiston probably 3 or 4 years, and my wife's family owns the Piggly Wiggly over there.
Okay.
Yeah. So I knew it was fake when I met her because she ended up with the #1 hog trapper in the state of Mississippi, and I ended up with a woman who owns the Piggly Wiggly. I was like, it's got to be fake.
Yeah. God lined that up.
Yeah, lined it
Man
up.
did not do that.
So, yeah, I always prayed for. I told the Lord this time. I said when things didn't work out for me in life, and I was single, and I was raised in Harlow, and as a single dad, and that was tough.
Yeah.
And it made you think. It made you learn that like mamas do a lot more than what you think they do. And I'm sitting there trying to raise a child, and I just told the Lord, I said, Lord, I'm gonna need some help. But look at him. This time, I said I'm gonna need her to be pretty and not too loud. I can handle a little loud, but I can't handle a lot loud. Let me be the loudest thing in the room.
My wife is not loud. She's not loud. She'll appreciate that. But yeah, you're not loud. And I got 2 kids, and both of them are pretty quiet. Both girls.
Yeah.
You got a boy?
I got 2. Harlow, he's 19. He's going to Northwest College. And then I got Cruz. He is 8, and they're totally opposite. Harlow, I kind of give him a rough hand. I didn't let him get too far from me. If he got out of line, I handled him like I was supposed to. This 8-year-old, man, he'll beat my guts in if I even holler at him.
He's hell on wheels.
He's heck, man. I'm telling you, man. Every time I turn around, I'll be like, in the mornings, I hear his mama in there. Go get your teeth brushed. He'll be fussing a little bit, And I had to get up and like, Cruz, if your mama's starting to get loud, I said, I know you're doing too much because your mama don't get loud. He rough.
Isn't it funny how different they can be? And mine are 7 years apart.
Yeah.
But they're so close to be 7 years apart.
Right.
Like, like if I get on one of them, the other one gets mad at me. You know what I mean? They're very protective of each other, which is fun.
Well, that's why when Harlow comes home from college, like when Harlow's around, Cruz is like quiet. Like he gonna do whatever the 19-year-old doing because Harlow's chill.
He looks up to him.
Yeah. So he doing. As soon as Harlow's out the room, dude be hanging from the ceiling fan. He be I'm like, dude, calm down. But he wide open. I took him hunting the other day and I forgot the bullets for his gun, so I take my gun. And then we get in there, and neither one of us had enough clothes on. We about to freeze to death.
That's the worst in the world.
Yeah, he's like, I'm ready to go. I was like, well, I am too, but I can't leave yet. And we got a deer, and then, of course, all the excitement starts in, you know. But it's just two different, you know, you're 11 years apart there. Yeah. And to me, it's like you got the calm child and you got the wild child. And, you know, you love both of them in different I say different ways because I used to probably would never let
to.
Yeah.
That's right. They ain't giving you no choice.
He'd wake up in the middle of the night and kid be looking at you. What you doing in here?
So my oldest was a little bit of a hunter at first. I got a good hunting story. So I don't know how we did this, but I got her a little single shot 243.
Yep.
It's just like those 4570s. The same exact gun. Well, somehow I left with the 4570 instead of 243. So we get out there and it's like youth season. And I get some cartridges and put in my pocket. We walk down there and we get to the stand and she says, Daddy, how hard is that 45? I mean, she's a little old bitty thing at the time. She said, how hard is that 4570 going to kick? And I'm like, in that frame of gun, it really does kick.
I know.
And I said, well, I ain't going to lie to you. It's going to kick pretty good. And she said, I don't feel comfortable shooting it out of the stand. We had a two-man lean to you know. And I guess she's about 11. And all girl now. I'm talking about pink, Barbie doll. She's all girl. So she's like, I don't want to shoot that gun out of stand. And I had rows of corn planted out there with gaps in it. And I said, well, baby, if we sit on the ground, that deer would have to come right down this empty row right here for you to see it. And she said, Dad, I just don't feel good about it. So we get down at the base of that tree.
Right.
And we've been there about 15 minutes. Here come 8-point. Start walking straight to us. And I mean, 15, 20 foot away.
Yeah.
So she pulls that 4570 up. She shoots and hits him right in his elbow right here. And barely nicks him and that thing just stands there. I reach in my pocket to get another shell. I ain't got any. I got them 243.
Oh.
And she was so mad at me. She said, it's all your fault, Dad.
Yeah.
I didn't kill that big deer.
Yeah.
So that was she liked deer hunting a little bit, but she never liked the duck hunting. And I'm a duck hunter. I'm a wing shooter.
Okay,
I like to shoot ducks. That's fun.
Y'all got ducks?
Not like we did back in like the 90s, man. Yeah. So I guided duck hunts in the 90s.
Okay. See, I love duck hunting, but I like action. Like
correct.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can go hang out with my buddies at sunrise for a couple times. After that, I just be like, look, I'll call y'all tomorrow because we.
Well, I don't like going unless we got ducks. We're living here. I don't go unless we got ducks.
That's
or unless somebody, like if you were here from my town want to go, I'd take you. But I'm like, if I'm here by myself, if there ain't ducks out there, I ain't going. I like shooting. I like pulling that trigger.
We used to have those private holes, and they just loafing holes.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to do nothing. You know, you just be. And I mean, they would just fall in anyway. You didn't have to call much. You know, you just did it to feel like a duck hunter. You just toted the calls to feel like a duck hunter. But they was coming at it, loafing. And I lost those over the years. I always say you got 3 to 5 years on a property between people before you have things rotate out. Kids get older. They want to take over. You know, not take over, but it's their land. But they get into it, and then the owners want their kids to, you know, and you kind of get moved on out, and that's fine. But I had 5 private holes for about 3 to 5 years average, and we slaughtered. All you had to do was just go down there with just loafing holes, nothing more. And I love those days. And when I lost all those, I just kind of got out of it. Yeah. And my oldest son, he's a big duck hunter. He just went to Arkansas this last weekend, and he called me and said, it's terrible over here. Like, it was just all the stuff that went on trying to hunt public and stuff like that.
It's not the same as it used to be. And even me, where I have a farm and have duck holes out there, it's just, it's not the same. And I got one landlord, we leave like 50 acres of food.
Right.
And that helps tremendously, but it's still not like it used to. I mean, you like you said, you just had water and showed up.
Yep. You just had, and then pintails. Like, we would shoot pintails. Oh, yeah. And like now, you got a pintail, like I took it for granted because it was just like you got limited pintails about every time. And now it's like when people see one fly over, they're like, ah. And
Well,
I'm like,
here we see them early in the season. Usually, even in October, they're going down toward Louisiana.
Right.
And we'll catch them on the way back.
Yeah.
Late in the season.
I got you.
So usually about that last week of January, we do pretty good with the pintails.
Yeah.
Some years you can't give them one.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's 5, as you kill 5 pintails, you're done.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we I don't know what about the limits back then. I just went wild whatever and told me,
Yeah.
we had enough. No, we kept it pretty legal, but we always had times. But I can remember my very first duck hunt, the very first ever. I went with a group of guys. They owned the duck hole, and the water had flooded. Backwater was up, so we had all that what they call that new water, fresh water that's up in the bean fields.
Yeah.
So we wasn't actually in the 30-acre hole. We were pushed back up 600, 700, 800 yards because it's a flood. And when we got up there, we're shooting. Ain't nothing really going on. We're just shooting at some gansers and stuff like that, just having some fun. We've been sitting there about 20 minutes. They said, "Here it comes!" And from one end of this line, we're just standing on the edge of the tree line. And I think it was 5 of us, and it was boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And it got to me, and it was a wood duck. Come flying just 90
mile an hour.
90 mile, everybody. And we're just trying to have fun. About the time, boom, boom, boom. And when I shot the last 3 shots, everybody starts laughing. I'm thinking we're laughing the fact that 15 rounds just went off and no duck went down. No. Harlow's granddaddy had just bought one of those brand new Robo ducks, Mojo ducks, whatever it's called back then. Brand new out of the box. Just had it. That thing sits out there in the water and when I finally got my wits about me and seen what everybody's laughing at, the Robo Duck was doing it.
So who shot it? Did you shoot it?
Yeah. And it was brand new. I'm talking about they just took it out of the box and put the battery in it. And it was sitting out there. And they never let me down for a long time. But the good thing was, I saw the pattern on that Mojo Duck. Had I hit that wood duck, I know he went down.
Yeah.
It had plenty of pellet holes in that Mojo. So that was my very first hunt. And,
duck hunting fun, man. I've been, and I just grew up at a place where my dad went. He had the blow up decoys.
Yep.
I don't know if you ever seen him pull the little stem out and blow them up.
I hadn't seen them.
And they're rubber.
Right.
They were not very pretty.
Yeah.
And they were in an Army duffel bag. My dad was in the National Guard. And he took them down and threw them out in Groupman Break for me behind our house. And I would just get on my little 110 3-wheeler, ride down there, walk out there and hunt, and leave the decoy.
Yeah.
We wouldn't pick them up all year.
Yeah.
And kill ducks.
That's
what
what
hit waders on. And now it's like you got to work. You got to have a little money.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. But when I was guiding, we had a Tupelo sweet gum break.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1996, we killed the limit every time we went in there but once. And I killed a banded duck that day.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like that anymore.
Yeah. See, I think I killed a bunch of banded ducks. However,
You had to flip.
I also thought since everybody else pretty much retrieved the ducks at 5 times, I thought there was a bunch of one-legged ducks in the world.
So we flip more. You come out and the thing got a band on it.
Yeah.
A lot of times you really don't know who killed it.
Yeah, everybody's shooting it.
But you think you killed it.
Yeah.
You're like, the worst was I was with my friend Bill in that Tupelo sweet gum break, and just one of those times where you're just not shooting good.
Right.
A group of about 5 ducks comes in, and I missed the first time. Bill hits the first time. I missed the second time. Bill hits the second time. Then I hit one off to the right. Those 2 he killed were both banded.
Oh.
And I killed one over here. Just a straggler that was not banded. Yeah. And he turned it over, and he said, "Man, wouldn't it be something if Southern was banded?" I said, "Ain't no way."
Yeah.
He turned it on like, "I'm going to shoot you."
Yeah. Yeah. It's something. Like I said, I've always liked it. I think the camaraderie and just not having to be quiet basically up until time that you're trying to get ducks in and just
that's what makes it fun.
That's what makes it. It's just like dove hunting. And that's what I like about trapping too. You're always moving. For me, I like to talk a lot. So when I film my trapping.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah. So they told me in school, they said, "You better calm down, David. Running your mouth ain't going to get you nowhere." I mean, I ain't saying they was wrong. I'm just saying they probably should have had my own class.
I had a teacher, and she knows who she is, that I asked her to sign my senior annual, and she wrote loudmouth Sheridan in it.
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, these teachers they tell you this thing, but and I think a lot of people take it wrong, but when you got 25, 30 kids in a classroom, they're just trying to get people to be quiet.
Yeah, we can see it now, but we couldn't see it.
I can't handle 2 kids. They handle 25. So, yeah, but, dude, I love beaver trapping. It's probably my favorite, even though I hog trapping is my main thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
Why beavers?
it's just something about that water. I don't know if it's just being
there's
in that
something
water.
destructive about both of those.
Yeah.
I mean, beavers will ruin woods.
Yep.
Flood them out, green timber's gone.
Yeah. A lot of people believe in the South we understand it more than the people up north. I say north, like way up north,
Yeah.
or northwest, where you don't have as many beaver that help the streams and keep water in places that normally wouldn't have it when it needs it in drought. Here, it's great for when a beaver does up a slough and you have it in timber and you have great hunts, but then that water has to come off.
Correct.
Problem is, we can get the water off. If we work all day, they work all night. So we have to manage the numbers, keep them down, because they're steadily breeding.
And they don't have any predators left here.
It's not enough predators. I tell people all the time, they think that the bobcats and the coyotes will make it level, but it doesn't.
Alligators help, but
they help.
We don't have enough.
We don't have enough alligators. And listen, I had a guy who had 2 alligators in his pond, and he still had a problem with beavers.
Really?
He called me to come trap his beavers, and he's like, "Hey, if I got 2 alligators over here, be careful." I mean, why would you need me as a beaver trapper if the alligators are doing their job? And so they still don't eat enough. I mean, Louisiana's a prime example. They got plenty of alligators, but they still got nutria and beaver everywhere. So
yeah, that's true. The nutria. Have you ever seen they did? So nutrias, they were farming for the pelts, and they got out, and so they started this nutria festival down there.
Yeah.
And they have a cooking contest. And I remember when they had the very first one back in like the late 80s.
Right.
And the guy that won, he was a chef from New Orleans, and they said, "So what's nutria like?" And he went, "It don't taste like chicken."
It don't taste like chicken. I like beaver. Have you ever had beaver?
I have never had
So I cook it in a crock pot just like a normal roast.
So how, do you have to prep it, get the glands out?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few glands, but you'll see them. They look like little peanut, thing, just like anything. Cut it out. The back straps and the hindquarters usually what we cook. You grill the back strap. It's a red meat, so I mean it doesn't have to be like, done. I guess what I'm saying. You still gonna get a medium rare, and then the rest of it, the hindquarters go in the crock pot just like a roast. Do it just like you would a roast, and it tastes like beef. And I trap enough beavers where it could be meals, but my wife, she's not about that. Like,
does she eat any wild game, or is it just a
not a
deer?
She ain't. She
wild
grew up.
Really? So, because my experience, wild hog is not gamey like people say.
It's not.
I mean, you get a great old big boar, maybe.
I think people don't cut the glands out of them. I think people skin deer, but don't think about if that gland doesn't come off with that hide, that you got to cut it out of that meat.
Yeah. And
then they go cook something, and it's like what I call a flavor bomb. So,
you get that, it is not.
You get it, and it taints the meat a little bit. Like, it's the worst thing, and I believe that's what happens. A lot of people.
If you don't know, take it to a processor is what I say.
Yeah. And if it comes back bad, at least it's on them, and you can tell them next time.
Well, and like we got guys here that'll clean it and skin it for another $50.
Yeah.
Honestly,
hey, man, yeah. I mean, I don't have time. I would say I have time. It's good to clean and skin your own animals for the learning process.
Yeah.
I've done enough over the last 30 years of hunting that I'm kind of like.
So what do you do with all these hogs you dress?
So if it's summertime, they're probably going to get dumped. I mean, most of the time they're already bubbling out the nose by the time I get out of the woods. So nobody wants it when their skin gets tight.
Yeah.
I don't. The wintertime, when it's our cooler months, February, the Marches, and then you get into late October, November, a lot of those numbers can go to somebody. I mean, probably 80% of the hogs that I do kill go to somebody. It just may not be, like if I catch 20, maybe only 10 of them get to somebody if it's in the summertime, because that's the only time, they only got enough time to get 10 clean, because the last 10.
People don't realize that a processing plant, they got the hogs in the plant before they kill them.
Right.
And then they immediately process them.
Yeah. So by the time I get out of the woods, I kill them in the trap. By the time I get out of the woods.
You can't take them out of the trap.
You ain't taking them out of the trap. In places I trap, you couldn't get them out of there live. You couldn't get the trailer out. You know what I mean? Big enough to haul live one. So even if you could. So it's just a long process of what I do. And then by the time somebody was to get them, well, they got to take time to get them where they're going to clean them to. And it just takes time. Hog skin is not like deer skin. It don't just, when you nail it, it just comes down. It rolls because it's so thick. and you got to keep pulling, or you got to split it and get this quarter. And knives wear out really quick. So it's a whole process to process a hog. Probably why, your grandfathers and grandmothers, probably why they had a whole herd of people over when they scalded and processed hogs,
so they
because
could knock it out fast.
Get it knocked out. And
especially, like you said, especially when it's not good, the right weather.
Like I said, when people, granddad and them, they did it after, probably a lot of times after the first frost of the year, they would start doing their hogs, right? But here, I mean, there's so many wild hogs, we still don't have that same process. You got to get them skinned pretty quick and gutted, and it takes a lot. And I can't do that. I get a lot of times, have you bled the hog out? Hey, why didn't you gut him? I'm like, dude, we got this thing called buzzards, and they will show up on a trap, and they will roost and live on your shooting houses, on your traps. The buzzards will take the wires from the camera, pull them apart.
Really?
If I've got too much blood in the trap, when I leave that afternoon, they'll be roosted on the trap, looking down in there. Ain't nothing there but the blood.
They can smell it or something?
They just do whatever buzzards do, and they come there, and then they just get to pecking. They ever peck on the cameras and everything.
We do not have buzzards or crows in the Delta.
Really?
Either one. Now, I don't know why.
Just ain't enough. It ain't enough dead stuff, I reckon.
I don't know.
I mean, a crow eat anything. They eat, but
they're opportunistic.
Yeah. So I bet you could put a golf ball out there. He can put down there and check it out.
We just don't have. I don't know why. I've always wondered that. Nobody's ever been able to give me a good answer.
Do y'all have a lot of wild hogs on y'all's property, or do y'all have them over here?
So there's a refuge. It's really weird. On one side of Highway 49, terrible. On the other side, we had some, and there's a big hunting club called Six Shooter Hunting Club, and they had somebody come in with a helicopter, and kill a bunch, and we've not seen hogs since.
Yeah,
I know they're coming back.
Yeah, that's the way to get them. If you can hit them fast and hard, trapping and shooting them.
So they did a combination actually. So Mississippi State Extension, I think, had something to do with this. They came in and they did a survey of the hogs on the property and trapped. And when they trapped all they could find, and they felt like they'd gotten about everything, then they brought a helicopter in and killed one or two more or something like that. But I mean, they trapped for like a year. Steady.
Yep. And that's the way I do on properties.
Because and we didn't have a lot of hog pressure, but I farmed a place on the other side of the highway, and it would be like, you might see 20 at the time.
Right.
It was wild. But the refuge, they won't let anybody trap on it, which I don't understand.
Well, I don't know about trapping on the refuge or hunting out of season on the refuge. So this is my understanding of what other states are trying to do if you do your job properly. So like if you can't hunt on refuge land, state land during the off season to get rid of hogs, and the state's going to trap them, that's about the best thing you can do because you keep people from scattering.
Yeah.
Problem is, if you don't do your job during the summer, then you still got hogs. A lot of people that don't own land will catch hogs live and go dump them on public land if you could hunt it, if you were able to hunt it year round. It puts a value on the hog, basically what it does. So a lot of times when they say you can't hunt these hogs, they ask you not to shoot at these hogs, it's basically because they're trying to confine them to an area to get ready to trap. That's the best option.
Well, this is a no hunting refuge, I believe.
Now we have that down there where we're at. I mean, it's 44,000 acres, and then it's probably 3,000 or 4,000 of it that's you can't hunt. So those hogs hunt and breed in there, feed and breed in there all year long until they come onto properties like next door that I trap, and I catch tons of them. The problem is if you can't get in there to do the job, it's just a feeding and breeding ground for hogs. I mean, you want to protect like your rabbits and your deer and stuff like that, that they have a safe place. But if you actually don't say go in and do the job to say at least let's get rid of the hogs out of here, we're not messing with the deer or anything, it becomes a problem. So I get people all the time saying we can't hunt hogs on the refuge or public lands. But if the state is doing their job, they're coming up with a plan to trap them instead of scatter them more.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't think people know it is an invasive species.
Yeah.
And the destruction they cause it hurts your deer population, it hurts your turkey population, it hurts all that stuff.
That's right. And like
they eat any, and you're talking about opportunistic.
Oh, man, dude, they eat themselves. Like I said, I mean,
if one of them dies, they'll eat
if he's there long enough.
If you died right there, they eat you.
And it was a story that was told, and it may be an article on it. Of course, I get all the stories, and being in the hog business, I get all the stories and articles sent to me all the time. But when they had the big flooding over here with the The pump
Yeah.
deal.
Oh yeah.
All right. So I don't personally know anything about the pump deal. I just said when all that flooded, there was an island that ended up with like 70 hogs on it, and the hogs couldn't get off, and they left them.
Started killing each other.
They left the hogs. They could have went in there with the boat and just slaughtered them, shot them in the water. They didn't. They left them. They did a survey because research is always available. It's like content.
Yeah.
Every day there's something for me to make content on. Every day it's somebody for a university or somebody to have research on. They watch those hogs. How long was y'all flooded over here, or the deal?
Oh, so the South Delta was flooded really up into June, from like spring, winter until.
I mean, it was like months. It wasn't like a 2 week flood. Yeah, it was like months. So what I'm trying to say is they left these hogs on this island that was flooded, and before it was over with, and during that time, there was like 2 hogs left. They were dying.
They had to be
and starving.
Bastard.
They would starve, and they just started eating it, and they did that research and watched it. And I was like, it's hard for me because I'd just be like, let's just.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's how you learn what hogs will actually do.
Anything they got to survive.
Yeah. I mean, that's just what they're going to do, and they eat everything. And not only do they eat it, they roll in it. So when people say about the turkey nest, we think about the raccoons and stuff like that. Well, a lot of times a hog may run up on a turkey nest and just say he ain't even hungry. Let's just say he don't even want to eat that thing. Let me tell you what a hog does. He lays down in it. He rolls in whatever. Now he just crushed every turkey egg. Even if he wasn't hungry, a hog just wants to roll in anything that he could eat as well. And I see it all the time when I do these bait spots for hogs. I always say when they start laying down, they're comfortable. And that's when it's time to trap them. So it's the same way. It don't matter what it is. It's just like a dog rolling in something nasty in the yard or in the field. It's the same way. A hog will roll up on a nest, and even if he don't want to eat it, he's just going to roll over it and break every egg. He's going to have that egg yolk all over him. And that hurts the turkey population as well in that instance. Because a lot of people try to say they won't eat,
They destroy it.
If they ain't going to eat it, they're going to destroy it.
Yeah.
Point blank. So they're one of the most nuisance animals in Mississippi other than what I consider like the beaver. It's just we have a different perspective of the beaver because it's more of a cuter animal. It ain't
that cute if you say a big one.
I know.
Am I right?
Yeah.
We see too many cartoons.
Right.
Those bastards are not cute.
Yeah, they just do it.
Well, we do a lot. We'll bust the beaver dams and cut a small hole in it just to fill that pool.
Right.
And then we'll go back out there right about dark.
Yeah.
And here they come, and you just shoot them with a 22 or a shotgun. But even better, wait till completely dark.
Yeah.
And turn the light on, shoot them with a shotgun.
Well, I can tell you
that works pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what's even better.
Okay. I'm in.
You can bust the dam or not bust the dam. We go out there with one of them thermals and a 22 with suppressor. But even if you miss, they think it's acorns hitting the water.
Really?
It's just doop, doop. And I'm telling you, you can wear. My buddy's got done with a beaver.
Have you ever burned a beaver hut?
I blew up one.
Let me just tell you, you would not believe. So what you do? You go out there and you take a 5-gallon bucket of diesel fuel and pour over it. You go the next day with another 5-gallon bucket of diesel fuel. It will burn completely to the water level. You would not think that will work. It burns, and I mean, it is nothing left when it's done.
I don't know all the legal terms of everything.
I don't know if that's legal or not.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't know all the legal. So don't do as I say. Just listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Is a guy told me, he said, I trapped all the beavers one time, and he still had some. Because what happens a lot of times, the beavers will go lay up in the hut. That's what I call sulling up. Like they didn't lost all their family, so they're scared to go out because they don't know. I mean, they don't know that somebody's getting trapped. They just know that family members ain't coming home. But if you don't know how to trap, like and like I said, I don't know what's legal because of the, what do you call this, the humane part of it. But if you take tannerite,
I've done this too,
and you stick it down in the beaver hut with a tube of PVC. All right.
Yeah, we do this.
But don't blow it that day.
Wait a day.
When they all went back home.
Seal it up good. We can't get wet.
Yeah.
What one guy told me is he waits until he sees it wiggling.
Oh, Lord. Like I said, I ain't done that. I'm just saying, like.
I have definitely blown up a beaver hut.
Yeah. I mean, legally, I guess you would say.
I think it's illegal.
So, like, I guess what I'm trying to say.
The gloves come off on beavers.
So, like, yeah. Well, it's a nuisance animal. So, like I said, the beavers and the hogs, I've seen people where, like, they put the tannerite stick in front of a hog spot and they go out there when all the hogs come around. I'm not a fan of it.
I don't think that probably is not legal.
Because you're legally, what do you say? Like, you're knowingly knowing what you're fixing to do.
Yeah.
you don't know if the beaver's in there when you blow the hut. Even though
blowing the hut up. You're just trying to get rid of the
right.
beavers, yeah.
So, you know, I'm not trying to be inhumane here. I'm just saying there's a lot of people that don't know how to trap. They're looking for different ways to, maybe not necessarily get rid of the beaver like that.
Is trapping a beaver hard?
To me, it's not. Beaver trapping's, I ain't saying it's the easiest, but it's, it's just not that hard.
Do you use like the snare trap or something like that?
Yeah, I got foot traps.
Some guys do the foot trap and then they can go down in the water and drown.
Yeah, I got the drowning sets and I got some on the chain to where it just catches their foot and then they're rather sitting there when I get there in the morning in the water waiting on me, or sometimes the trap's too heavy and it finishes them off.
Turn that damn heat off back there.
It's a little
warm up
well,
there.
you know, it's just how to get hot. It's probably just me in here.
two guys blowing hot air.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, the beavers are our biggest problem. We got terrible beaver problems.
Well, we come over here. We come over here in February. You gotta get done duck hunting.
That's what a lot of people we had a guy come one time up on the place, and he says, "I caught every beaver out here. It ain't any, but we done caught them all." And I mean, busted the beaver dam next day back.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's where that thermal comes in handy. Because a lot of times you can do it before or after. You can go in there and trap, and then if you got some problem beavers, you can just come back out at night, pop a few, or you can start it off. You can go in there and you can pop 10, 15 of them if you got like for the night. Now maybe it might not even be in one property, but you can like knock out a lot of the just beavers, and then you're just catching the stragglers. You know that, and it being a nuisance animal, it makes it legal. You know,
you worry about snakes?
I don't worry about nothing.
I did a video the other day where we use these slotted board risers.
Yeah. And
we flooded up for ducks, but it also is a soil erosion thing.
Right.
And I'm sitting in this grass all around me, and I'm in a short sleeve shirt, and somebody says, "Man, I wouldn't sit in that grass." I said, "You ought to see me beaver hunting, because it's way, if you think this is rough."
Right. Yeah.
Now, my uncle believed that snakes could hear, and he'd holler.
Yeah.
He'd be walking. Because early spring, everything's dead, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Middle of the summer, just stuff over your head out there.
Y'all got some big snakes over here.
Dude.
I heard y'all got some big, like them cottonmouths.
Cottonmouths get that big around, and I call them blunt tails. They'll be about that long and about that big around. I don't know how they move.
Yeah.
But then you get some really big snakes that's scary big.
Yeah. Well, I like it for social media part to get you a lot of content going, but like I said, when I just see them, it just gives me the crawls, man. I don't care I don't care what kind it is. I'll shoot some for social media and ask them like, "What kind of snake is this?" And they'll be like, "Man, you could have died." I'm like, "Well, I got life insurance. My life be good. My kids be good."
Well, I was watching we were talking about Matt White a while ago, but they were talking about how many people died of snake bites the last few years. It's 0 in Mississippi.
Yeah.
So if you go get the shot, it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I don't want to get dead. But it's probably not going to kill you.
Yeah, my buddy Thomas Perkins got bit in his chicken coop by a rattlesnake, and I think he had to get 4 vials, like $60,000 to $100,000 worth of, stuff. Which you got insurance, but still, but you don't know if you've been, because like they said, the older ones, they'll bite you, but it'll be a dry bite. Like they know. It's the young ones that don't know, and they just be sticking venom in you. And I ended up killing a big rattlesnake on our club years ago. This one's like 5 or 6 foot long. It's big like this. And I videoed my stuff that I was doing. And a lot of people love snakes, and that's fine. Y'all love your wife and your husband. I don't. But I'm not. But people
I'm not
like,
a snake.
Dude, I drove over the snake on the hunt club. I was going thermal hunting for hogs. And I'm driving over down through the little roads to the hunt club. And I heard, bam, slap my truck. I thought a limb was in the road and slapped up and hit my truck.
Snake slapped the truck.
I rolled over him, and he struck my truck. As I learned later, because when I got out of the truck to get the limb, I'm like, well, it'll be even more dark when I leave. I don't want to hit that, and I'm in my new truck. So I'm like, I don't want the limb to hit my truck again. I get out, and by the time I seen him go off, and I was like, so I go over there, I'm looking for, I didn't even know it was a rattlesnake at the time. I knew it had to have been big. I was like, man, that's the biggest snake I've ever seen. I get up there, that's something. I was like,
that's a funny sound.
Dude, if you've never seen a rattlesnake in real life, it's a noise that you automatically know. So it's just like I've never seen a rattlesnake in the wild ever my whole life. And when it went, it was over with. Like, I knew what it was, and I was like, dude, I walk these roads all the time. The only reason I drove because the hog was 400 more yards further in a food plot that I had a camera on. That's the only reason. Or I'd have been walking.
Yeah.
And if you're walking, you're just walking to go
in the dark.
In the dark. not saying he would strike me, but if he did, he'd have struck me twice. He'd have knocked my feet out from under me, and then he probably would have popped my face. But a lot of people love snakes, and they were like, you didn't have to kill the snake. Let me explain something to you. If my wife and family are going to be on a piece of property where I'm at, I'm not taking a chance.
It's called a preemptive action.
I mean, I don't ever. We may get bit by a rattlesnake, but 100% we ain't getting bit by that rattlesnake. So
I have a friend that was in the woods putting up some deer stands, and he dropped something, and he reached to pick it up, and he felt something, and he just didn't think nothing about it.
Yeah.
And he was snake bitten, didn't know it.
Didn't know it.
And he started feeling bad, and they went back and found the snake and killed it.
Yeah.
And then, but it was like the way it grabbed him, it wasn't but like one puncture mark.
Yeah.
But he got that venom in him, and ended up going to Greenwood, and they did not have any of the vials, and they had to send him to Jackson, which was wild.
Yeah. Well, that's like I said, and I'm kind of okay with snakes that don't like what they call them, the black racers, and like the chicken snakes. Like, I'm fine with them as long as I see them. I mean, if I'd have walked up on him, I'd probably be like, pow! One of us getting shot.
So we all packing. Me and you are packing. If I'm in the woods, I'm packing something.
Yeah, I ain't never seen a grizzly bear in Mississippi, but just in case.
You know what's crazy is I have some bear stories.
Yeah.
And one of them was I was about 19, 20 years old. I was a freshman at Mississippi State. We got to talk about the dogs in a minute. I know you're a State fan too.
Yeah.
But I was home for the weekend, and I look out the window. And of course, you've seen, the Delta, you can see all over it.
Right.
I look out the window, and I'm like, what in the hell is going on out there? And there's a game warden truck driving out through the field, and then the Drew Police Department car driving is a black bear.
Yeah.
And back that, you're talking about 35 years ago.
Yeah.
We didn't have black bears around
right.
then. And that bear had come through town and come out there to our farm.
Oh,
and they went out there and tranquilized him and took him back to the river.
Yeah.
But now they're getting them to where they're even talking about maybe having a hunting season down in that South Delta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where they really have a bunch of them.
Right.
So it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I maybe have seen one more bear. I thought I saw a hog. Matter of fact, that farm we were talking about where it had all the hogs. I said, boy, there's a big old black hog right there. And he was on all fours. And he just turned around and looked at me. I said, holy shit, that's a bear.
That's what everybody always asks me, like, do you ever see any bears in the woods? We don't have them over there. But I remember years ago, of course, in Columbus, Mississippi, they had 2 bears in Columbus, and one of them got hit on the highway. They'd been seeing them in Columbus.
I didn't know that.
It's been years, probably 20 years ago. But I remember they had a collar or something on a bear. And I remember the law, and everybody showed up at this trailer across the road from us. And this lady was out there doing her laundry, putting the clothes on the line. And she said she done called in and said she done seen the biggest bear there was in her yard. She said it had a big old orange collar on it. Well, I had a lab about 120 pounds. And it had a big orange collar on it. But she called in that they had a big black bear. And he done stood up. He done stood up on the wood pile behind her laundry over there and was, telling her to come in. What she said. She said, that thing showed up on that wood pile. She said, he stood up, looked at me and said, like he was telling me to come here. She said,
That has to be true. That's the crazy thing about it. In Mississippi, it has to be true.
And I think they end up calling, I don't know about the collar, but they had a bear that was in the area that was collared at that time, but nobody knew it because, like I said, that's 15, 20 years ago before really anybody, honestly, in the state of Mississippi with a bunch of rednecks, you really can't let people know what's out there a lot of times. That's why we ain't got no elk. Elk wouldn't survive Mississippi.
No,
every
not
redneck would come out in them. It don't matter if you're the best. It don't matter if you're the deacon of the church. You seen an elk going down the road, you'd be like, well, he look good. So,
it's an elk in Mississippi.
Yeah, it's like, well, there ain't nobody gonna believe it unless I show it to them.
Yeah. We call it ground jet.
Right. So, that's
the biggest deer I ever saw.
Right. Man, I thought I had him on camera last year. He done growed up.
Yeah, that I don't know. The other thing, we don't have turkeys here.
Right.
So you got turkeys on the river side.
Right.
Y'all got turkeys in the hill. We don't have turkeys in the mid delta.
Yeah. And that's how I got my start. Was where the Yawt Yawt come from.
Yeah.
Was just killing a turkey, talking about Yawt Yawt. Hitting with that Yawt Yawt. We're slow talking hen. Trying to trick them with that slow talk, and did a couple of videos and it went viral. So I went from saying Yawt Yawt to being Yawt Yawt. And then
how long ago was that?
2017. So we've been at it for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then what happened with the trapping part, how they got intertwined was you can only turkey hunt so many days out of the year. So what are you going to do now? And I'm like, well, I've always been a trapper.
Yeah.
So we just started incorporating the trapping content, and the hogs went viral basically, and everybody loves it. It's kind of like the swamp people.
Yeah.
They do the alligators. People are just intrigued with it, and that's what they do. You know, it may not necessarily be me. It's just they're intrigued with the amount of hogs, the size of hogs.
I was gonna say, you talk about action, man. When you drop that trap and those things lose it.
Oh
up in
yeah,
there,
yeah.
that's action.
Yeah.
And I've seen one video. You had a couple of them fighting in there.
Oh yeah, they get in there, and that's a lot of times what happens is you'll have these big boars that are competitive, but they don't really hang out one another. But when I use my big trap, they'll kind of go in and be separated. But when you lock them down together,
it's over.
It's a UFC cage match then. You know what I'm saying? And they're so tough. Like I said, we locked up on 2 giants last year, and man, they got those shields on them.
Yeah. And
there's a reason, because those dudes are slicing up one another with those teeth, and they're slicing up bad.
You wouldn't think those teeth would do what they'll do, but I had a friend that was hog hunting. And the big thing on the river, and I got another good hog story for you. You get on horseback and chase them with dogs.
Yeah.
And then the dogs get them locked down, you know.
Yeah.
And but I had a buddy that the hog got him in the leg, and he ended up getting blood clot and killed him.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, like weeks later.
Yeah,
from that wound.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I go over to Cock Island on the river, and I'm not old enough to be driving a car.
Right.
You know, they put me on this old horse, and we riding horses. We all have like 30 rifles.
Right.
And we're gonna get these hogs and trap them. And it was this one of those weekends you never forget, you know.
Yeah.
But one of the things they did, they would catch the young hogs and castrate them and tag them and let them go. Mm-hmm. And then we'd go back. The idea was go back in a couple of years, and the meat would be better.
Right,
like
right.
That. Yep. I don't know if that's true, but
take
that's
a testosterone out of it.
Yeah. And
not like us. When our testosterone goes.
So they catch his hog, and you know, you get a hog down on his back and push his legs down, he can't get away.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about a huge, we're talking about a pig. I mean, it's a pig. And so they let me hold the hog down. Like I said, I'm probably 12 or 13. I'm holding the hog down. They castrate this hog. He is not happy.
Yeah. Well,
he's not having a good time. Then they put a tag in his ear, because there was a guy that had a hog farm down there. He had all the equipment. And we got all these horses out there and all these guys with 30 rifles, and they're like, now, this hog finna be mad.
Yeah.
Before you let him go, we got to back these horses up.
Right.
We don't want him to run at these horses. And so they back him up a little bit, and then they go, I'm getting pretty nervous about Stafford letting that hog go. And they're kind of getting in my head.
They got you. Now you don't want to let him go.
Yeah, I'm like, so they just get on the horses and leave.
No.
They're still looking, you know. So I let that hog go, and I kicked him all at the same time.
Right, yeah. No.
And of course, I didn't know. That hog wanted nothing to do with me. He wanted out.
Right.
And then we go to the next, these dogs get this huge boar, and they're all over him, and he goes out in the water, starts pulling the hogs into the water with him, I mean the dogs. And so Dr. Blackwood gets off his horse, and he pulls that 30 out, and it goes off. Yeah. And shoots the horse.
No.
And the horse rears up, hits him in the face with the back of his head. He grazed that horse and just took the hair off his hindquarter. Didn't even bleed. No. But he scared that horse so bad. So the one bleeding was Dr. Blackwood. That was one hell of a weekend.
And it happens, man. I tell you, you know, we always talk about, you know, we're all with gun safety and stuff like that. And things do just happen, man. Yeah. I was I just bought a brand new 22 mag, and I didn't put it in the video. I should have, but at the time, I just didn't do it for unsafe practices on YouTube. But I just bought a 22 mag. I'm going down to the club, just got it sighted in, and for some reason, the price tag never come out of the receiver or the trigger guard. And dude, I'm driving down the road, and there's a sow or a boar or something just grazing in the food plot. I jump out of the truck, raise up, hog drops. So, all right, I got my stuff ready. I put it back on safety. I got my camera going. I didn't video the shot because it just happened so fast. I was trying. So now I'm like, hey guys, just got this hog knocked down. And on us with YouTube, you can't show all the quivers and stuff like that. Like you got to show.
Well, I noticed you shooting, but you don't show the hog getting shot necessarily.
So they just don't. They don't like it. Everybody in the world ain't ready for that. You know, they just done got away from it. So, and that's okay. So I'm walking up to this hog, and while I'm videoing myself walking up to I'm watching the hog, but I'm videoing this way, and I got the gun here, just holding it, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna finish off the hog. I mean, he's dead, but I just want to make sure he don't run off while I'm filming.
Yeah.
And just in case. And when I knock it off safety, I got it right here. I'm just holding it, and I knock it off safety, and the price tag had the trigger pulled back.
Hey, you don't have to knock.
I ain't being disturbed.
You okay?
Oh, because your food, y'all food ready.
You can bring it in here. Yes, ma'am, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So when that gun went off, it went off right beside my foot, and it kicked up that dirt so fast and so hard, I thought I had been shot. It stung me so bad like a pellet gun. Ooh, wait.
Thank you.
Oh goodness.
Hey, if you don't mind, napkins. You want something to drink?
I got something right here.
I'll take a water if Diamond out there. See if she'll get me a water and some napkins.
You can nap.
Yeah, you gonna be able to eat all that?
That's a chicken right there.
That's a whole bird, ain't it?
Hey, when they said you don't eat a chicken that's got a family too, he got the whole family right here.
You definitely gonna need some napkins. I'm gonna wait and eat mine when we get some napkins in there.
But yeah, that gun went off and the dirt kicked up, and I thought for sure I done been shot on camera, But that's just something that sometimes we just don't think. Like, we done shot this gun the whole time, and that price tag ain't meant a thing. And then all of a sudden it had the trigger pulled, and I took it off safety with it pointing down. That's another safety of why you keep a gun pointed down or keep it up. In a sense that stuff happens.
When I was a kid, I was rabbit hunting. Hey, Diamond. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Diamond.
You're welcome.
This is David.
How you doing? Yes, ma'am.
You may bless it real quick.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, bless this food in the hands that made it. And thank you for David being here today. And we're going to enjoy it and do your will, Lord. In Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen. Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's, but I was driving my truck. I had a little Chevrolet Blazer when I was in high school. I was 15. We get a license at 15 back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going from ditch bank to ditch bank. So I just threw the gun in the truck. And I'm driving down the road, and it goes off and shoots 20 gauge. A5 Browning shoots through the floorboard of the little Blazer. Through the floorboard.
Mm-hmm.
You think, man, should never have had a loaded gun in the truck. Illegal. But I'm like, I'm just going 500 foot.
Right.
I'm going to just throw it in here.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow it went off.
It happens, just things like that happen. We have to be aware of it. And especially like what I do for a living. I'm in and out of gates all the time. I'm in and out of dealing with these hogs all the time. And you get in a routine, but you also have to think about your safety routine of it as well to make sure that things like it. Because if you look in the back of my truck, it's loaded with just stuff.
Oh, my God.
And if you got a gun in there that's loaded, and you go to say, well, it's cold, and you go pull a jacket out of the back. Next thing you know, it pulls the trigger on the gun. It shoot. It's just so much to be thinking about all the time, and we know it.
Yeah.
It's just our process of mind. Just
I have a 270 in the back of my truck right now with all kind of stuff laying on top of it. And I'm like, I think about it last night. I'm like, that's probably not good.
yeah. But like I said, do as we're talking. Maybe not do as we do, but just be safe.
Learn from our mistakes.
Right. And I make a bunch of them.
Me too.
These people the people that follow me full time, they should be like, if they just learn from my mistakes, they should be geniuses.
I tell people all the time, do the opposite of what I do, and you'll be all right.
This Drew chicken. Know what I got?
The Big Drew.
The Big Drew.
I don't know how I came up with that name, but Popeyes was doing all those chicken sandwiches. And I said, man, we fry, because Nisha, they fry that chicken. That woman can fry some chicken.
Right.
I said, let's make a sandwich out of that. And we had that big old bun and all of that. And then she takes those pickles and puts red pepper flakes and all that in and makes them a little spicy. So pickles got a little heat to it, but not much. But it turned out really good.
I love spicy.
I do too.
My body don't like it, but
Same.
that's awesome. And I appreciate you feeding me.
Well, the show's called Breaking Bread. And I don't know, man, the world's so crazy right now. You either on this side or you on this side or whatever. And there's something to people sitting down sharing a meal together that breaks barriers down, I think.
Well, the world, even though I do internet for a living, the world tells you who to hate.
For sure.
God tells you who to love. And it's the same people.
Yeah.
So it's the same people that the world's telling us that we should be hating, that we should also be loving, that God tells us to love. And we just started the food bank with
I wanted to talk about that,
Yeah.
sure. Because we have a mutual friend.
Right, that's right. Martha's really great at what
She's
she does.
amazing. Yeah.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, we can't say who we should and shouldn't feed, or who we should and shouldn't help.
Yeah,
because,
what you going to do, turn down people at a food
right,
bank, you know?
we can't turn down people because of the color of their skin or their age or their disability or maybe just their life choices. It's not for us. I mean, it sometimes we profile or we let that dictate if we should help this person or not. They don't look
Yes.
like us. They don't have what we have. Well, that's the whole point of helping somebody. If they don't have what you have, help
Right.
them.
They didn't need to help.
You're right, because I told Martha through all this, I worked 23 years for the city government, and I really never had anything. And all you ever want is to have something. But now that I have it, all I want to do is give it away. And that's what my heart says. So I may never be a multimillionaire, and I can't buy my way into heaven, but I just hope that maybe the people that need help in some form will see that there's a little heaven in me. There is God's looking out in some form or fashion, and I'm far from an angel. My wife may be one, but I'm far from one. But I think people just need to see hope sometimes, and whether that be through feeding families, helping people get through hard times, or in my instance, my food bank with the extra table is not even about just helping the ones who really, really need it. We're going to help them. We're going to get them through their struggle. But it's also the people that just do the regular job, that have jobs. They just struggle.
Well, that's one thing me and Martha talked about. She was on the podcast a while back. Is these people and she has an acronym for it. These people that are working, but they're living below the poverty line.
Yeah.
So these are not people that are lazy. A lot of times that you're trying to help, they're trying to do, for whatever reason, they hadn't found a job that can put food on the table consistently.
Yep.
And those people, man, they get left
Yeah.
out a lot of times.
Yeah. Or like I told Martha, sometimes our pride gets in the way. I mean, I had a good job being a lineman, worked for the city, like all that, but I still struggled, whether through some of my own
Yeah.
or through just stuff I just couldn't get past or get through. So I'm looking at it like it's not just a food bank saying, hey, you show up because you're needy. No, your family. Come on. I don't care if you got a job. I don't care if you don't have a job. I don't care if you're the leading person in the community. We all about to eat. We all about to break bread.
Yeah.
So just come eat. Just be family. And I believe once we start that, it will just carry on. And I feel like we are blessed when we bless others more than we try to receive. If we try to receive more than we give, then I just feel like sometimes we don't ever get ahead. But when we try to give more, whether it be time, a man once told me, and this guy he's worth about $300 or $400 million, and I got a chance to share camp with him one time, and he told me, he said, I don't have the time to help people, but I got the money. He said, so I fund a lot of the stuff, but my wife, she goes and does the soup kitchens, the food banks. She puts in the time because she has it. I can fund it, but she puts the work in. So
You need both those people.
and you need both of them. You got to have. I mean, I can't do the food bank without Martha's team.
Yeah.
I don't have the time. I'm just going to put the money forward. We're going to raise donations. We're going to do what we can, feed a community, and hopefully the state before it's over with. But that's my vision. But I just believe we can't. I know because I've dealt with it, and it doesn't have to be financially. Once you try to bless others, you will be blessed beyond, whether it be internally
Profit of the spirit or profit
or
of the
profit.
bank
That's
account.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's the way I feel. That's the way I've known that to happen.
There's a great book by a Jesuit priest. His name's Anthony DeMello, and he said, all of us are after our own self-interest. All of us are selfish. Some of us have found a higher form of selfishness. And, we all have to survive, and that's that instinct God put in us and is there. But when you figure out that the easiest way for you to survive is to help somebody else, and that flows back. That Zig Ziglar is from, you know who I'm talking about, from Yazoo City?
Mhm.
He said, you can have anything you want in life as long as you help enough other people get what they want in life.
That's it.
That's such a great line.
It is.
You know?
I've just learned by blessing others, and and if you have a giving heart, it comes easy anyway. But I just know if you try to if you got like you said, a selfish thing behind it, we're doing a food bank. But if you're looking for recognition through a food bank, and you're not doing it from your heart,
right,
you're not going to feel the blessing, or you're not going to receive the blessing you thought.
You got the only blessing you're already going to get, and that's recognition.
That's it. That's all you get.
That's biblical.
Yep.
The Bible says if you do it for recognition, you've gotten your blessing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're doing it for other things, you get a greater blessing out of it.
And I've done it. I've seen the fruits. Things come to fruitation.
How do people contribute to that, time or dollars? Because I know you need people to run the local pantry. Is this going to be in Mathiston?
We're going to start with my community. I believe that you feel like you need to start with your home people, the people that look. I have to start at home because I have to look these people in the eye. And I can't sit here and say we're helping. I don't care who comes in. You come from whatever county you want to come to the food bank, but I can't look my people in the eye at home and not be helping them.
I think I think that's biblical too. It's too easy to send money to. Well, when the fires in Malibu happened, my wife was all worried about it, and I said, "Look, my worry cannot help them, but I can take that energy and help somebody, my neighbor. And if we all help our neighbors, a lot of these problems will work themselves out.
Yeah, work because it starts at home. Like I said,
we've gotten too focused, I think, on too much too far away.
Yep, and
We're
it's easier to
overloaded
do that.
with information.
So quick before we start there, you can text Yawt Yawt to 44321. That's one way to donate. If you whether it be $1 or $10, it don't matter.
44321.
44321.
I'll put that on the screen.
And you just text Yawt Yawt, and it'll bring a link up for you. You can donate that way. I'm paying for the pantry up front for a year, and then all the donations is the extra amount of food. So we're trying to raise $50,000, but I'm going to match it. So instead of $50,000 worth of food that we're guaranteed to do,
Yeah,
we're hoping to have $100,000 worth of food,
gotcha.
and hope that goes further. So, but the other part,
and really, like I don't think people realize, and Martha and I were talking about this. If you can get $20, that feeds a lot of people.
$10. The way they have the buying power that they have,
Correct.
$10 does 50 meals,
Which is unbelievable.
And look, we own. I didn't say we own, but my wife's family owns a Piggly Wiggly. I can't spend $10 to make 50 meals, but the buying power through what they do and the amount of stuff that they can receive and get, it's really unbelievable.
So, have you seen the rice bags right there? So y'all get some of those. So my neighbor grows that rice.
Okay.
Right here right outside of town. His mill is right down the road there, and we serve his rice here. Mike Wagner's a good dude.
Okay.
But you'll be seeing a lot of his stuff come through.
So that's the plan, is to do that, and whether we get any more donations or not, we're still going to feed my community for a year. I'm going to make sure of that. But the other part of that is, like, I've been posting on my social media stuff and my hometown social media stuff, not my friend list, and ain't nobody donating, and that's fine. But sometimes I think we get into that.
We want to see it.
We want to see
for one
it.
thing, yeah.
We want to see it happen first, see if I'm going to do my part, and then God will take care of the rest. However, a lot of times you're talking about, we always want to help somewhere else off, and we don't because we don't know them people. And a lot of times I feel like back home, well, we know that person. We know that their actions dictate why they're in that position. We do. We may know why somebody is struggling. And it may not be just because they're struggling.
It makes you feel some kind of way, maybe.
And it makes you feel some kind of way. But at the end of the day, if you're just donating or giving time or whatever your thing is from the heart, God still sees it. You know, the biggest thing in the world is when you see the guy standing outside the liquor store. I don't go to the liquor store, but I'm saying, like, when you see a guy and you know that you gave him $2, you're going to go to the liquor store. My heart didn't give him $2 because I know he's going to the liquor store. My heart gave him $2 First of all, $2 didn't even bother me.
Right.
But I gave it to him and said, because I don't know if that's what he's going to do. He may have spent the other $2 on liquor. Now he really needs to eat. It's not for me to judge, or not for me to condemn. And God sees that. And who knows that might be the time that changes. I just feel like we profile and look at people.
We do. And I think we look at the wrong things too, because maybe they did get SNAP benefits and squandered it some kind of way, but they got kids at home, but they didn't have anything to do with that.
It had nothing to do with it. And we grew up, let me tell you something, we grew up on the WIC when I was young, and I remember the cheese and the peanut butter. And we were so poor, I didn't even know that come from the government. I thought that's just what we got, the peanut butter and the cheese. That's the way it came. I thought that's the way it came, But I just think back, like my daddy was a blue-collar worker. My mom and them worked at the blue jean factory. And the Bryan Foods, and like we still work, but we still had, we still needed acceptance or took it, and that's why I said about the food bank. It's not just about, it's going to be for people who need it, but don't let your pride get in the way of just coming and being part of the family. Let's all break bread together and let this be part. So if our community can become a family based off this, then who knows the next time that somebody ain't struggling as bad that hey, I saw you at the food bank, or I saw you here, and you start helping one another.
Yeah.
Because it ain't just about the food or the money. It's going to be about the family and the connection, because somebody's car is going to break down. There's going to be a mechanic there that could fix it. And it might be on his heart to get that single mom with 3 kids car fixed.
Well, all that's got to start somewhere.
Got to start somewhere. So that's where the food bank, and we're going to do it in Mathiston. And hopefully my vision is for it to be huge. But if it don't, like I said, I've committed myself to 1 year, and I always say to people, when something bad happens, my wife will be like, what about this? I'm like, a year from now, it won't matter. But what if a year from now, from this starting, matters to millions or hundreds of thousands, or brings a community together where we don't care about who's got what, or who don't have what. What we know is everybody has met at that church, been fed, been taken care of, and we're all family. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be the guy when my time comes and Jesus says,
you refuse somebody,
you refuse my child.
Yeah, that's the scary thing is...
Because I am a believer, and I believe that.
I am too.
I always said, when Jesus confronts me in my sins, when he shows them to me, I said, I hope the TV screen's in the floor, because my head's going to be down, because I ain't got a bunch of them. I was like...
Man, I had a great phone call the other day, and... this doctor from, I'm going to get the town wrong, Louisville, I think. But he had bought some of my books, and he said, man, there's some passages in there I really want to share. I'm going to give a talk at Ole Miss. Can I use these passages? And I said, man, and very biblical stuff, I said, I feel honored that you would want to use it in that manner, and I'm just an old sinner. And he said, Stafford, that's all God's got to work with down here.
Yep.
And I went, hey, it's true. We're all sinners, and that is all God's got to work with down here, sinners. So if it is to be, it's up to me.
That's right. That's right. And it took years to get where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I'm just an old pig trap from Mississippi. But if you've read the stories and and heard of the stories that God uses ordinary people to do extraordinary things.
All the time.
All the time.
Usually it is the ordinary people that do the extraordinary things.
And sometimes I believe that is because it's seen more. You can have celebrities do a food drive, and it may draw a lot of attention. But when you do take that ordinary person of a 13-year-old kid that picked up a car off somebody in a wreck, like you're like, wow, you'd expect that from Rock Dwayne Johnson, but you wouldn't expect it from a 13-year-old child who had adrenaline save somebody's life, by picking up the car enough for a mom to get out of a wreck or something. But it's just ordinary things that happen, and so it doesn't take but ordinary people. I believe we're all just ordinary people, but we just keep stepping towards what Christ wants us to do, and they didn't just do extraordinary things. And that's my goal, and I don't even have to be part of it. Once it's going and blowing and going, I can step back and let Martha and that team do their thing. But as long as I have a platform, even though I might get turned up every now and again, I still want to use it, for the light of Jesus, and hopefully they see it in me, as well a little bit anyway.
Yeah.
So, and hopefully this really goes well, I hope.
I don't think people realize the need that there are kids going hungry every night, and when you look at how much we have, the plenty, we just had Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And you look at all we have, and I mean, here we are
Yeah.
eating decadent. I mean, this is
Yeah.
country food, but it's still like rich.
Yeah.
You know, and I tell my daughter this all the time. I'm like, you know, she's like, oh, she's Generation Z or whatever, right?
Yeah.
She's like, oh, it's going to be so hard. We can't buy a house. I said, but you don't want the house that your granddaddy bought
Yeah.
in 1950.
Yeah.
You wouldn't live in that house. Like, we have it so good.
Yeah.
We have first world problems. I remember when that was a hashtag.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about that anymore.
Yep.
But like, she's driving a very nice SUV. She's got a cell phone. She's got a great job right now. Like, all these other problems are just first world problems, and I always tell her, you know, one day we're going to look back and laugh about this, which you kind of said
Yeah.
the same thing a minute ago. Why don't we just laugh now? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
if we're going to laugh about this one day, why wait?
Yep.
Why let this stuff stress you out so bad? But, you know, if you don't have food on the table, that's a whole nother level of problem.
It's a whole nother level.
Going to bed hungry is
and
not.
and guys, understand this. I never knew the struggle of my parents because they didn't let me see it.
Yes.
They may have been frustrated, and sometimes they may have took it out on me, but not meaning to, because I was hungry, and they couldn't give it to me.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there that's like that. My kid got up the other night, 8 years old. Daddy, can I have some Doritos? It's like 9 o'clock. I'm like, dude, get back in the bed. You know, there's a lot of people out there
That ain't got the Doritos to give. Yeah.
they need more than
Yeah.
the Doritos.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't have it, or they need more. And I just know that we can all change that. There's not a doubt. And you don't even have to donate to my cause. Just go out there and do something for a cause. And I think that if we just start doing that, the communities can roll over and heal a little bit. And I think sometimes that's why we
Quit worrying about politics and worry about your hungry neighbor next
leave it
door.
alone. The Lord, my grandmama, she just died this past year. She's 98. She always told me, she said, David, the world gonna get so bad. You got to be ready for it. You got to be ready at all times. Because just like the preacher said Sunday, if you knew somebody was gonna rob your house tonight, you'd be awake and ready.
Yeah.
You would be waiting on him. You would set it up for a robber to be caught by the law, or you handle it yourself. Just like the Lord's coming, we need to be ready at all times. And that's being spiritually ready. And I just think that we always need to be ready to help someone. Because we don't ever know what somebody's going through or what they've been through, anything like that. But if we could just always be ready, you know, we're quick to open the door up for somebody. But would you be quick to give that person $5 or 5 minutes of your time? You know, what makes it out of your way? It's easy to give the guy $2 at the store, but what if he needed 100? Not to say we have it, but now it affects you. I just say it's that giving heart. It's that, like if it affects you, don't just give it because it doesn't affect you. That's $2 don't mean nothing. You know, or I toted those groceries to the car because I'm a nice guy. It didn't affect me. But what if she needed you to take these groceries home for her because she felt sick and couldn't drive? Would you take that extra time? I feel like God puts us in a position sometimes to see how far our heart will go. I mean, even though we got to be careful about going to somebody's house, but you know what I'm saying? In general, it's that what can we do to make somebody see Jesus in us, see a light in us, that we go the extra mile for somebody. My wife's one of those people, she goes the extra mile on everything. And sometimes I'm even like, come on, babe. Like, you know, that's too much. But that's her. That's her life.
You alluded to something too. It ain't got to be money. You can give time.
That's it.
Like, you're going to need people at that pantry.
I mean, we're
doing that work.
I mean,
you may not have that to give, but you have something to give.
Yeah. If you ain't doing nothing all day long, I'm just telling you, God will bless you if you get up and do something He may be calling you to do. You know, it may just be coming up here and say, hey, Sheridan, can I just be a waitress for a day just because I want to tell people God bless them when I serve them? You know, if I was sitting at the house and not doing nothing. I don't know what they would call, but I just know people feel it. You know, if you got any kind of increment, sometimes and where I come from, I used to pray to where I'm at right now. And to have what I have and do what I want. And I used to pray so hard. Like, Lord, just keep me out of this. Just keep me out of this. Just do this. Next step, next step. And then those steps started getting completed. And then I had to watch myself because I don't thank God the way I begged him for it or a change.
Yeah.
So we also have to remember when we get to where we want and when we're helping people, remember to thank God for getting us out of something or a situation or getting us into a situation, opposed to like, you know, when you're watching your kids go hungry, you know, you know they want something to eat and you're like, God, God, God. But then when you feed them and you're able to feed, like me, able to feed the county, be thankful. Don't forget to thank God. You put it here. You know, sometimes we just beg the Lord more than we praise Him. And I just don't want anybody to ever forget that. Like, pray for thankfulness like we do when we beg.
You cannot be, the other thing about it is you can't be grateful and angry at the same time.
Yeah.
Another Zig Ziglar line was that gratitude is the healthiest of all human emotions.
Yeah. And I said, you gotta be thankful. And sometimes I'm so humble. Like my wife will be like somebody sent you this or gave you this. I'm like, she's like, you gonna send them a thank you or text them or whatever? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, are you grateful? I'm like, yeah. It's just so humbling that I feel bad that somebody gave me this. Like, I mean, somebody gave me some coasters from their house that were knitted, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it like, she's like, you don't like them? You know, I'm like, no, I love them. I'm just like, think about it. This come from somebody's.
It's a little overwhelming sometimes.
This come from somebody's house that they thought enough. This was their grandmother's that they liked me enough to bring it to my house. So, because when we bought a house, people were sending home gifts.
Yeah.
And then they'd send a note, and I'm like, baby, this was somebody's family, and they brought like we're part of somebody's family now, and that's kind of where all this is going. I want people to feel like family, and I know it's hard because the world tells us to hate and do all the things that we shouldn't agree with, and at the end of the day, if you cut all that noise out, the people that we scream, I say we because I'm bad too. The people that we scream at on the internet, we would not scream in that door.
No.
We wouldn't. We wouldn't say a word. We would, how you doing today? You know, we got to be that person. And the internet brings the devil out of all of us in some form or fashion.
It shows the worst of us and the best of us.
Yep. So that's where I stand on that, and hopefully the world, like I said, that we'll just get to feeding, and I want to be so big, and for whoever, even if I had to step out of it and just say I helped get it started and Martha extra table, have at it and feed the family, you know.
She's on a mission, man. That
she is on a mission,
on an absolute mission.
But I'm good with it, man, and this is good right here. So when we get off, though, I'm finna chow down on this thing right here.
You can chow down. Look, it's over down now.
They're gonna have to put out a search and rescue for this chicken.
Well, you know, it's easy to look down on social media, but it's also provided you the opportunity to do this at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a tool, and we can abuse it, or we can use it for good, just like anything else.
That's it. Using that platform for the good.
And you've done beautifully at that.
And it's hard because I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of death threats. I get
Okay, death threats.
Yeah, you get them. You'll get people all the time mad because you killed a beaver, or you killed hogs, or you trapped this, or you shot a deer. Like so they believe that I should die.
Yeah.
You know, and at the end of the day, we're doing stuff that's legal. So I don't even know why they're coming at me. You know what I mean? Like, why are you mad at me?
I did get some people. I blew a beaver dam with tannerite, and I got some people mad about that.
Yeah, and they do.
About blowing the tannerite, but most of mine is positive.
Yeah.
And like I try to balance. I try not to read those negative things.
Yeah.
And it's gotten better. It automatically filters some of that out where you don't see it.
Yeah,
you have to go look at the hidden comments.
Yeah.
So
you get the bad words. Yeah, you get them all out.
But the best comment I ever had, I think, was this guy posted it. He says, "You're our best friend we've never met."
Yeah.
And I about choked up. I was like, I screenshot it and sent it to my family group chat. I was like, what is going on? This is when I first started.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like 30 or 40 videos in or something.
Yeah.
And now I've got hundreds. But I was like, kind of choked up about it.
Yeah.
You know,
it's people that, you know, every time I meet somebody, they come to Traceway in Mathiston, even if they're just coming through, they never would have thought about the Traceway restaurant, but they see me eating there. They hear me talk about it all the time. Yeah. They go in, they ask Buddy, am I there in town? Buddy will call me. I go down there and meet people. But it's when they meet me, they already say, I mean, not every one of them, but a lot of them, majority say, I already feel like I know you.
Yeah.
You know, and they do. I don't know them, but they feel like they know me because I put my daily life out there. And
they come into restaurants, the same thing. They come out here.
And they go through all that. And I always tell my wife, you know, if I'm there, I'm going to go meet them. Because, I mean, they didn't have to stop. They didn't have to go out of their way. I had a couple come from Utah.
Isn't that crazy?
Took a road trip on a motorcycle, a couple, and come all the way down to Mathiston, and didn't even know if they was gonna get to see me. And I'm like, I barely go to the mailbox to see if my kid got a check that he looking for. So you know what I mean? Like,
same.
You know what I mean? Like, they'll be, Dad, you seen a check come in from me? I'm like, you go check the mailbox, you know. But I'm just saying, like, that's humbling.
Yeah.
Because I know me, I don't go places. You know what I mean? Like, I go all over, but I don't be like, hey, let's go see The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. He's down in Philadelphia this weekend. Like, I ain't going, you know. Because you know what I mean? We don't relate, you know.
Yeah.
And
my wife would go.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I'm saying we don't relate because I look good. He don't really look good, you know.
Yeah.
So, but no, and of course my wife told the opposite. Like, let's go see Hardy. Let's go. And I'm like, I mean, we'll go, but I mean, I'm not chasing him down because he's gonna be there,
right?
You know? But so when I have people do it, they're not chasing me down. But when they come and they're like, well,
when they show up,
yeah, when they show up,
Yeah.
I'm there because I feel like, dude, you took the effort to meet me, and I'm gonna take the effort.
you have a hard time answering. Like, I know you got to be, because you got way more views than me. Like the amount of inbox messages I get.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a tough time getting through all of that, or are you able to get to all of them?
Yeah, I
It sounds like you're trying.
yeah, I do
From
30
what you
minutes before bed most of the time, unless I'm not doing anything. I do about 30 minutes before bed. And the hardest part,
You still miss a few every now and then, I'm sure.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
that's
I'll
what
get-
I'll look back and go, dang, I didn't. Somebody messaged me this, and I didn't see it, and I feel guilty.
the hardest part is answering somebody and then they want to hold a conversation.
Correct.
I mean, and they don't understand that I have 50 people waiting on this
Yeah.
conversation. So I got 30.
You're not being rude. It's
Right, I just
like-
get back and I had to give them thumbs up, and it's not being rude. It's
Yeah,
just
same.
I'm letting you know I seen it, buddy. But I have 50 more people that want to have a conversation, and it may not be a conversation, just maybe like what kind of scope were you using and stuff
I
like
get
that.
the same thing.
That's-
What was the name of that gas station in Stewart, Mississippi?
Yeah.
Nails.
Right,
You know
Nails.
about Nails,
Yeah. Nails. They got on to me one time. I was going by there and I was videoing. I was like, "That's Nails, or whatever they call it." And I went in the restaurant. She goes, "It's not whatever we call it." I was like, "My bad."
Well, you want to? So this is another good example. So the people that own Nails came here
Yeah.
when we had a DU thing here one night.
Right.
They came here. And,
Yeah.
and stayed with us
Okay,
and
I
hung
got
out.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I had done their man, and that's like the weird thing. I've become friends with a lot of these gas station owners.
Yeah.
They don't even know I'm coming.
Right.
I will let them know. I'm not
Mhm.
like, hey man, I'm coming. Make sure the food's good.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Right.
I'm showing up, and so I'll now I get recognized some, but
Yeah.
typically they don't have any idea. Like
Yeah.
I went in this place in Gulfport not too long ago, and they immediately recognized me.
Yeah.
Oh, get this.
Get
You
this. Get
But
this.
when I went in Nails the first time, not very many people knew me, but they fought. I mean, I've gotten to be United Deli in Columbus. You ever been in there? So I'm gonna probably mess this story up, but John that owns the place, he's from the Middle East. I'm not sure what country. Persecuted Christian, came here to America, had a business in New York, found this gas station, bought it, and they say, man, if the church door is open, John's there.
Right.
And he's one of these givers that you're talking about.
Mhm.
When you go in that place, if you order a sandwich, it's going to be twice as much food as you thought you were getting.
Mhm.
They're going to try to hide a cookie in there.
Mhm.
Like they just give. When I did my book signing in Tupelo at Gumtree Bookstore, he showed up and bought 10 books. I mean, just that's the kind of people you run into. That's been the blessing for me is the people I've met through this. I wouldn't probably, Martha wouldn't hook me and you up if we both weren't on that same kind
Right.
of journey, you know, and getting to meet people, godly people like you that are on a mission to do something good. That's been the whole, that's one of the reasons I want to do the podcast because it's like, I've done a few where I'm like, hey, come do a gas station tailgate review. Well, we shoot for 5 minutes and then I'm down the road. But you know, getting to sit down with you for an hour has been awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, you got any final words if you want people to know about what you're doing? I mean, most people going to watch this probably your group anyway. You know what I mean? Like they probably watch everything you do.
Yeah. You know, I don't know if it's any final words, but at the end of the day, we have a great time on social media. I try to use it for the good. And we just have a great time. I want people to feel like there is humor. There's still happiness out there because everybody goes through something. Everybody's got an issue. And sometimes we feel like we're the only one with that issue, and we're not. So don't feel too prideful or scared to reach out to somebody, because I promise you, not the only one that's ever went through something in life. And that helps us mentally, and it helps us spiritually to reach out to God, pray over it. And I just hope through my social media that they can see that there's light. If you follow me long enough, or you go back and follow my process to when I didn't have anything, and then not that I'm rich, but spiritually I am, and there's just a way out of the things. You just got to be patient and just hold on, and know that the Lord is with you always. And all our ventures won't be as high as somebody else's, so don't compare anything. God gives everybody a talent. We just got to find it and use it. Sometimes that talent can just be being that giving heart person, just being that nice person, being that person that leans on. Maybe sometimes our talent is being the tough person.
Yeah.
You know, but we have to find it. But no matter what, whatever you're going through, whether it be good or bad, just know all good and perfect things come from the Lord. And if you're in a time of the low, know that the Lord will always be the answer. So,
man, I'll tell you, I mean this is a compliment. You're exactly the person that I thought you were.
Yeah.
Because this is our first time meeting today. Thank you for coming on the show.
All right. Well,
Yeah, it was fun. And we're going to knock these sandwiches out.
all right. Well, any which way, y'all have a good one. God bless. And as always, Jesus loves you.
Live a life of passion.